somebody who has been deliberating over a decision, or perhaps you have recently finalized a decision, and it's a decision that impacts likely where you live and or your working situation. And even though it might be a little bit hesitant, I feel you are pulled towards a new situation, a new address, a new workspace, a new career. And this is about basically confirmation that you are making the right decision to choose this new path, even though there might be some doubters or some people who don't think that it's the right thing to do. Your intuition is telling you that it is. So, hello, Ruben. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time, or a lot. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box along with more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. You can also find a link to my Etsy shop in the description box if you are looking for a homemade soy candle. Hello, Iveston. How are you doing? Hello, April. What's up? Hello, Bruce. Let's dive in. We're going to. What do we start with? We'll start with the graffiti tarot. What else do we have, please? Hello, Key Controller. I hope you're having a good one. What else do we have? Three of Wands in the reverse and the Hermit. The Hermit is someone who is not afraid to take an adventure, to take a path that is not very commonly traveled. So maybe you're moving somewhere where you don't know anyone. Maybe you are choosing a career change that people are kind of confused by. But I see courage and intuition and a choice that seems to baffle at least like a close friend or maybe your family because you're doing something that people would not have predicted you would choose. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Caitlin. How are we doing? What else do we have? Queen of Wands in the reverse. The High Priestess in the reverse. And the Eight of Pentacles. So this either is because you're moving for a job or moving kind of shifts as far as what is available. But we have the High Priestess in the reverse. And I feel like this is because we have somebody that is looking at what you are choosing to do and trying to make you feel like it's a bad choice. And we could have somebody who is trying to tell you that you need to make your decisions based off of how much money you can make, or you need to just kind of put up with the fact that something is not very hospitable to you. But I see there being a change in the positive because you had kind of, it's like you were ready for an adventure, but you were also maybe a little bit irritated by something in particular, maybe a coworker or a neighbor. Fences make good neighbors. Oh, well, there you go, Mr. F. What else do we have? And I hope you're having a good day. We've got the Six of Cups and the Sun in the reverse. Yeah, I see the Six of Cups is somebody that you've known for a while, a close friend or a family member. I think you're moving away from someone, or you had an opportunity to, move towards this person and you chose something different. But we have somebody who is upset. So this is, I think, confirmation for somebody who feels like they've made the right decision, but you might feel a little bit guilty in terms of somebody that you've moved away from or somebody that doesn't really support your choice. So this would be the High Priestess in the reverse, right? The one who's like, I don't agree with that choice. I know it's your life, but I don't like it. Hello, Grant. How are you doing? So we have the Six of Swords in the reverse and the Knight of Wands with the Empress. See, the thing about the Empress is this is somebody who is capable of creation and someone who is able to build an empire. But you don't get to that status without having at least entertained some unconventional paths, right? Hello, Stephen. How are you doing? LOL, Rachel. Hello, Indra. How are you doing? Yes, thank you everyone for hitting like and subscribe. That means a lot to me. Hello, Envy. I'm doing well. Thank you, Indra. How about you? So when you realize that things are not what you would like in your current setting, you are not the type to wallow in misery or just kind of like, stay stagnant. You realize, you know what? Maybe I need a little bit more sunshine. Maybe I need a little bit more beach life. Maybe I need to just have a fresh start. But I see you packing up and moving elsewhere. And this individual is not happy with you. They do not like it. Maybe this person's a little codependent. King of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands in the reverse. I think the person who's mad at you, they feel entitled to your energy, or they know things are going to be more difficult if they cannot ask you for advice or drop their kid off, on the way to work, or ask your opinion for how to fix a runny faucet. There's someone here who is thinking about what works best for them and disregarding what's important to you. Hello, Colleen. Hello, Slamming. How's it going? Hello, Black Magic. How are you doing? That is pretty funny, Envy. So we've got the World in the reverse and the Knight of Swords. I think this is a warning. I think this is saying, look, you got to trust your intuition. I feel like you've already basically made the decision. Maybe even for some of you, you've already moved. Maybe you're starting to pick up on some not great energy from this person. Like, hey, do we need to talk? Like, what's going on? Why are you upset? They're going to make you feel guilty, or that's their goal. They don't want you to feel good about this decision, or they want you to change your mind. This is the Charles Dickens Tarot. Hello, Yuishu? No. Hello, Anahita. How are you doing? What else do we have? Mother. And Clara Gotti? I think that's how you say it. So I do not have Charles Dickens' collection memorized. So I'm going to take a look at what the book says for this one. I have to find it first. I think this is Earth energy. Nope, it's not. I was wrong. Mother of Air. There we go, Mother of Water. So this is aligned with Cups. It's from David Copperfield. And the shorthand terms for this card are affectionate, blushing, romantic in outlook, dutiful, if not exactly beautiful. I like that rhymes. Capable of unconditional love, instincts that can be relied on. That's the main one, I feel. So this is your energy. You do not have to be a mother and you do not have to be a woman. You don't even need to be named Clara. But this is saying, oh, and stronger than she looks. You are stronger than you look. Your instincts are reliable. And I feel like there is a companion here who is going through it. And I doubt it's romantic. It could be for some of you, but I'm getting more so this is a family or a friend, maybe even somebody that you work with. But this is someone who is depending on you or has depended on you in difficult times, and your presence is like required. So the thought of you going elsewhere, it means they have to take care of themselves, or it means that they have to be less reliant upon you. So they're going to get, I think, a little bit nasty about it. I think they're going to be a little bit judgmental. Hello, Jordan. How are you doing? Oh, I hope that goes well for you. Hello, Grindheart. How are you doing? Good luck with the cleaning. What else do we have? The Chariot. Public readings. And what do we have from the Chariot? Oh, it's from, oh, it's not from a specific book? Really? So here we have a rapt audience replacing the emotional pull of the horses on a traditional Chariot card. See all the people who are like, yes, go on. That's like what you guys are like right now, right? Yeah. Dickens, the public reader as charioteer, maintains control over his audience's emotional energies with a deft hand. Balancing comedy with tragedy, he transports the audience. The Chariot is an outward discipline of the ego. It represents ideal agency, the perfected development of faculties, a sense of purpose and direction, the authoritative mastery of superego and id. Now that's important because we're talking about somebody who feels confident in making this decision that represents a lot of change in their life, especially if you're changing your job and your location. But more importantly, the ability to acknowledge what is important and the type of path you want to be on, even in the face of somebody who wants to be controlling or, tell you what to do. Hello, Art. How are you doing? Hello, Fatima. How are you doing? Hello, Straight. What's up? Oh, Art. Let's get one more from the Charles Dickens, but this is more backing up of your assertion or your decision, right? You have intuition or instincts that can be relied upon. Thank you, Indra. Let me add that for you. Yes, I agree. We can get confirmation for that. I've written that down for you, Indra. Thank you. Hello, Will. How are you doing? Son, Nicholas Nickleby. And this looks like fire. There we go. So that is the name of the book, by the way, Nicholas Nickleby. And the shorthand is quite the lad, a right whippersnapper, This is so much fun. Alert, active, probably undisciplined, fleet footed, nimble, intolerant but intuitive, unpredictable, even somewhat startling, yet usually seen to be right in retrospect. Drawn to conflict for its own sake, unmistakably enterprising, disobliging, markedly handsome, discursive. In the end, a flash in the pan. So there is unpredictable mercurial energy here. And I feel like this Son of Fire card would be the person who is losing their temper and throwing a bit of a temper tantrum because the path that you see as the most, like, the best path for yourself, it contradicts what they want from you. They want to be able to rely on you. They want to be able to depend on you. But whether this is family or friend, it could be partner, but I feel like for the majority of you, it's family or friend. They're asking too much, or there is a need for them to be more independent. I guess it happens, huh, Mr. F? Hello? Can I say that? I'm going to take an attempt here with your name, but I apologize if I say it incorrectly. John Riera? I hope I said that right. Hello, Callan. How are you doing? Hello, William. This is the Tattoo Tarot. Page of Cups in the reverse and the World in the reverse. So this Sun character doesn't have to be a man, doesn't have to be your child, but this is the person who is trying to convince you that you've made the wrong decision or that you can't leave, and that your choice is wrong or your intuition is mistaken. The thing is, they want you near them because it benefits them. And I do feel like it's primarily financially, but it could be that this is somebody who also gets a lot of emotional support from you. And it could be kind of challenging for them to imagine life without being able to, like sit on your front porch and get your opinion on things. So they do not support what makes sense for you. They are only thinking about themselves. They are not considering your happiness when they talk to you about this subject. And that's unfortunate because this is obviously a decision that impacts you the most. And as such, it's your decision, right? But I also feel like there is some hindrance here. The dependent individual or codependent, this is somebody who they need to be kicked out of the nest, or they need to have that opportunity to see that they can actually take care of themselves, or that they don't need to be so reliant upon you. Queen of Cups. That's your energy. Doesn't matter if you're a woman or not. The Queen of Cups is loving energy. So you have offered support or compassion. You've been a reliable friend or family member. So the idea of you being at a distance, this really upsets them because I feel like they've made plans like without asking you. Like, well, you can't move away. I was planning on using your car for the summer. I'm sorry. I think that's my decision, not yours. They made plans. Maybe it's because you take care of their kids. Maybe it's because they don't have to pay for groceries because they can just stop by and eat your food. But I do think that they're being selfish when they tell you that you shouldn't be making this move or making this change in your life, which by all accounts seems to be the right choice for you. So they're trying to convince you that you're wrong. They're trying to probably also make you feel guilty because their life is easier with you in it. What else? Three of Cups, Two of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, you've made the right choice. There you are thinking, okay, I know where I want to go. And yes, you're right. The Ace of Pentacles is a great way to validate that great fortune card that came out at the beginning. But the Three of Cups, this is somebody who's sitting here like, but I don't want you to move. Whose swimming pool am I going to swim in? Whose car am I going to borrow? Who's going to make me banana bread? They're thinking about themselves, and I suppose we all have to do that at some point. But this is selfish energy. This is the Poe Tarot. Hello, Rick. Por favor, call me Carmen. I hope you're having a good one. Two of Paws, which is the Two of Pentacles, and it's in the, well, I don't usually read this tarot deck in the reverse, to be honest. I became insane with long intervals of horrible sanity. I do like this card. You help this person stay afloat or calm in difficult situations. And I do think that that is an accomplishment. You should be happy that you are able to provide that kind of support or solace. But it also isn't your job to keep this person sane. They need to be more self-sufficient is the message that keeps coming through. Nine of Paws, which is the Nine of Pentacles. Man's real life is happy, chiefly because he is ever expecting that soon it will be so. Ten of Candles or the Ten of Wands. And all I loved alone. They're going to use guilt. They want to make you feel bad about choosing something for yourself. They want you to feel like you need to change your plans or go back on your word because they want your help or they want to be able to rely on you. Hello, Copper. How are we doing? Well, you're joking, Key Controller, but if you have bread and you have the banana, you're almost all the way there for peanut butter and banana sandwich. I know some people are like, I love those, especially if you toast the bread. It's better. But yeah, I agree, April, because the thing about peanut butter banana sandwiches is they don't have even like half the sugar of banana bread. Hello, Smith. You may consider it a humble request. I consider it a bit offensive. I do my hair the way I would like to do it, and I am not here for you to tell me what to do with my hair. That being said, I still hope you're having a lovely day, and thank you for subscribing. I'm all right without that. We've got Eight of Cups, Eight of Swords, and the Three of Wands. All right, so this is a little bit out of left field, but apparently the codependent person who is heartbroken over your decision is going to exaggerate or even completely like create a problem to try to trap you. Like, oh, you can't leave now. My dog ran away. You got to help me find him. You can't leave now. Where will I go? I can't find anything on my own. They're going to try to make it seem like it is a catastrophe or it causes an emergency if you do this thing that makes sense for you. It's manipulative because they are either exaggerating the details or completely fabricating them. Judgment, Knight of Pentacles. You've given this person enough notice, even if it was just a couple days. You let them know what's going on, and they're getting more desperate because they're realizing you're not going to change your mind. So they feel like they have to, like, go big or go home. King of Wands in the reverse and the Nine of Cups. I know what I want, and I don't like that what I want is at risk because you are thinking about taking a job out of state, or you are thinking about moving to the ocean. And that means that everything's going to be more complex for me. Ooh, Bruce says, and honey, and that's a good call. Hello, Urban Walker. How are you doing today? So we have the Page of Wands in the reverse. I guess this is saying don't believe this person because they are fully comfortable lying to you about what's going on in order to get you to change your mind or even just delay your decision. Yeah, the Tower and the Chariot. So as you're like packing up your car or as you are, driving to the airport, this person's like, oh my gosh, no, you can't do that. There's something crazy going on and I need you here. You can't leave. My dog ran away. You can't leave. My refrigerator's running. So your decision, it makes them feel like they have a much more difficult path ahead of them. But the reality is they are fully capable of handling what's coming their way if they choose to be more in control of their life. They had grown a bit lazy because they felt like they could rely on you in situations where, maybe they missed a deadline or money was a little bit short. I don't think it's fair to you, even though I do feel like you're coming through as a very generous person. I don't feel like you're mad at this person. You gave what you could, and that helped a lot, but it isn't your responsibility. Hello, Deb. How are you doing? Hello, Jamike. I hope you get that bacon cheeseburger. What else do we have? Knight of Wands, High Priestess, and the Empress. You are a kind, caring individual. That doesn't mean that you are a doormat. That doesn't mean that you have to forgo the things that make sense for you to make their life easier. All right, let's see what else we have. This is the Situations deck. Are you okay, Trilobite? What else? Journal, writing, diary, keeping notes. Tragedy, forbidden love, family, blood ties, inner circle. So they're trying to make it seem like this is a tragedy, or they have created a tragedy, and they're trying to get you to make a different decision because you leaving or moving away, it makes their life more difficult. They're going to be all right. They know how to deal with this. They just don't trust themselves. I feel like there's already been money spent. Maybe you've already rented a U-Haul. Maybe you've already signed the paperwork for a new house. But they're trying to leverage your compassionate energy and the caring side of you, right? That Queen of Cups, to get you to change your mind. And this reading is saying you don't need to believe them. They're literally exaggerating or creating some story here to try to manipulate you. And that's not what a good friend or, family member should be doing. Even if it's difficult for them to appreciate, I would like to think that if you care about somebody, you want them to be happy, even if it means they end up having to move away. This is the Green Witch Oracle. What else do we have? Watering can. Asking for help, sharing burdens. This is what they feel they won't be able to do because you'll be in a different zip code. How are you going to help me with my flat tire if you're in a different state? How are you going to give me advice on my relationships if you're not next door? Well, there is this thing called a telephone. Altar, gratitude, and releasing burdens. They need to be more in control of their own life. They need to be the captain of their own ship. They need to take more responsibility for themselves. Hedge, potential, boundaries, and indecision. So they're trying to make you second guess this decision that is actually quite positive for you. Like, yeah, that's great, you're happy, but like, what about me? Wisdom, purification, and harmony. The one who's trying to convince you not to make this change, they have so much potential, but they don't see it because they get to rely on you. There is a need for them to be, like if you're learning how to swim or you're learning how to ride a bike, there's that moment where presumably your parent is like, all right, sink or swim. We'll see how you do. I'm not going to be there. You're going to have to figure it out on your own. I can't be on the bike with you every time. And that's what the situation is somebody having to realize their own capability or take control over their own life instead of relying on you to fix things for them. Hello, Danny. Yes, and that's what this person is being encouraged to do. All right, this is the Gilded Reverie, and then we're going to start on those personal questions. The Anchor, number 35, and the Fish. So we have good news or good fortune because you have found a different place to put down your anchor. But I also feel like this is somebody who looks at you as a stabilizing force in their life. And they're freaking out a little bit because without you there, they have to take more control. They have to be more independent. So they're going to tell you something that is not true. They're going to try to manipulate you into feeling like now is a bad time to leave. And you may be able to prove that they have lied to you. But the main message here is don't change your plans for somebody who is codependent on you. It's as important for them as it is for you that you not change your plans, because this is when they finally learn some of those skills and gain some of that confidence in their own abilities because they become less dependent upon you. So we have the lily, I think that's a calla lily, and the bear. You deserve some peace and this new beginning, and they need that opportunity to work on themselves. They need to gain that confidence and that courage. And apparently, they can't learn that when you're there to always help them. Hello, Gracie. How are you doing? All right, let's dive in on that question for Indra. So the ex has been calling you more frequently, it sounds like. What does Indra need to know regarding the ex who's been calling, please? 8 of Pentacles. Hierophant in the reverse. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Six of Swords. Is this saying the ex would like to repair things with Indra? Yes. But we have the Eight of Cups, so I feel like this is saying your ex is the kind of person to maintain connections with overlap. So things have, not been working out with one person, so I'm going to start talking to a few different people and see what I can do. Does this mean that the ex is entertaining romantically multiple people or in a talking stage with multiple people? No. This means this is somebody who likes to, at the end of a relationship, already have someone else lined up. So will the ex be honest about when the relationship actually ends or what the status is? Mostly. There's going to be some things that get left out. I feel like this is someone who likes to get attention from two people. So there could be some inconsistencies, right? Is she going to approach Indra to reconcile and pursue a relationship? Yes, you are right. Thank you, Gracie. Let me add that for you. Thank you. Anything else that Indra needs to know about this, please? Trust your intuition. It is serving you well. I do think you can see like the subtext of whatever it is that your ex tells you. I don't really trust this person because I do feel like there's an attempt here to tell different stories to different people and give you like the snapshot that is most likely to get your ex what your ex wants. So with the Nine of Wands in the reverse, this is saying be cautious because this is somebody who's looking for a vulnerable moment to be able to like manipulate you. Yes, I think you're right about that. But I also don't know that she's going to be honest about when that happens or how. And I don't think it's your responsibility to like step in and take over. This is the Tarot Familiars. I wish you luck on that, Indra. Trust your intuition. And let's see what we've got for Gracie. What does Gracie need to know regarding manifestation, please? What does Gracie need to know regarding manifestation? Look what card fell on the ground. This would suggest to me that your power of manifestation is quite good at this time. Knight of Swords in the reverse and Death in the reverse. You need to release something in order to maximize your manifestation powers. What is it that needs to be released? This looks to me like there is something. Is this romantic? No. There is something pertaining to a goal or finances, perhaps. Acceptance enables you to be more effective with your manifestation. So it's important to be able to be working with that clean energy, right? To not be muddled in your thoughts or your intentions. So this is be very decisive and make sure there's nothing lingering Make sure you've forgiven or accepted things that did not work out. But I see you being very effective around the new moon. So leverage the new moon. Be very clear on what it is that you want. But I think you're going to be very successful. Four of Cups, the Tower, and the Sun. I see you going from frustrated over whatever this is that you need to accept or release, with that Four of Cups feeling kind of like rejected, but rejection is protection. This is working in your favor. And then with the Sun, you end up manifesting, I think, something better than whatever didn't work out before. So definitely need to be focusing on that for the new moon. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Oh, hello, Lemonade. Thank you for the subscribes, and thank you for hyping if you're able to. I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.